Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today.
For 400 years, you had your knees on our necks. A garden of evil with no seeds of respect. In America's mirror, all she sees is regret. Instead of letting blood live, they begging for bloodlet. Revenge is a dish that's served on platelets. Transfusion of confusion, abusing our intellect. I can't be bought with a $1,200 check, even though $1,200 can make a meal stretch. My mama wasn't rich, but she earned my respect. She made a little bit of money for a lot of blood, tears, and sweat. Jumping up and down on police cars, I'm vexed. After Chauvin killed George Floyd, we got next. Molotov cocktails, anarchy on the set. The rich took the loot, so now we loot shit. Feeling like a caged tiger that's whipped to do tricks. That's why I started fires and yelled and threw bricks. They tried to run me over and arrest me and shit. Tase pepper spray and engage with the kid. They ran up in the state house with them AKs quick. But let a nigga try and do that white boy shit. Won't be no rubber bullets ricocheting off ribs, but the white supremacists go in the cops' faces spit. Try to barbecue, Becky call the cops on the kid. Hoping and praying it'd be some Emmett Till shit. Sandra wasn't bland, they hated Mike cause he brown. Trayvon should have had an Aston Martin riding around. Amadou Diallo, it's way too many to follow. Vato, how much of my pride I gotta swallow? God only knows how deep this plan goes. I was dealing with this shit as a teen in Kangos. Harassed by cops, word to my ancestors' souls. And watching that man die slow left a hole. He cried for his mama as the murder unfold. If it wasn't for them phones, Chauvin would be at home. Feeling justified because of George's skin tone. I'm telling it to those with melanin, you're not alone. The new Malcolm, Martin, and Marcuses are now grown. America's a graveyard full of black men's bones. And I ain't got to tell you that Breonna Taylor got slayed in her own home. Had they lived, Sean could have rocked bells. Eric could have garnered attention. Beyond the t-shirts and obituary mentions. Oscar could have been counting grants. Tamir could have went to Rice. They owed them cops nothing, but all of them paid the price. So yeah, you right. We should protect our Second Amendment rights. Because in a second, a dirty cop could kick the door in at night. A 2-4-2 finna life for life. We refuse to live in hell while you living in paradise. Being black in America is like rolling a pair of dice. But the stakes are way higher, you gambling with my life.
Greetings, everyone. Nice to see you on this Saturday. You know, the reason why I did that clip is because the words that LL Cool J was speaking. LL Cool J is around my age, 50. And he's saying that he was harassed. He talked about his skin tone. So a lot of people of color has had run-ins, whatever their background is, age, status. So it's not uncommon that these things happen to our black men. And the reason I used that clip in a cappella, because originally I put music on it, I knew it would resonate better if you actually listen to the words. Just needs to say that because I heard something disturbing about George Floyd, and I don't know. Didn't like what I heard today, so I just wanted to play that for my opening. Don't mean it to be a sad occasion, because article reaction is usually, something where we can laugh at and Sometimes even be appalled at. Depends on what it is we choose. But I wanted to start off with that. Give myself a second to reset my mood, if you don't mind. I just need eh, about 45 seconds. Okay? I appreciate you.
Hey, folks, it's your nighttime, it's your right time DJ Music. Make sure you join Char Willie each and every Saturday, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central for Article Reaction, right here on your local YouTube channel. Don't forget, folks, like, share, and subscribe.
All right, all right. Well, with my first article, just happened to have some involvement with the police, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out the way. Um, like I said, I'm already there. I tried to calm myself down, didn't work too well because I can't unhear what I've heard earlier. So I'm going to do the best I can. That's all I can say. And Ruby has arrived. Let me add her. And hello, Ruby. And I apologize. I don't have my hand clap for you today, but do know I'm working on it.
Oh, it's okay. You know what? It's the thought that counts, and clearly you did think about it because you do know I deserve the hand clap. So I
Yeah.
love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Happy Saturday. It's all right. Listen, I feel the hand clap. Y'all, I can hear you clapping in the audience right now. You're like, yes, yes, she came. I wasn't sure, but she came. Ruby. So there you go. See, I get my own entrance anyway. It's fine, right?
Yeah, you got it. I'm glad you took care of that.
Right? Yeah, someone had to, right? If not me,
Yeah,
then who? Who?
that
Yeah.
is correct. All right. So I just mentioned that I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this article with the police. I'm not gonna go too far in it because sometimes I just want people to just read the title and think for themselves, like, what the world? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
And let me get ready here. I have no audio. Well, it's some audio. I'm not gonna even play that. I just want people to look at the screen.
All right. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and go first and knock this out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Aurora police detain black family after mistaking their vehicle as stolen. All right. Yeah.
Wow. Just just wow. Again with this.
Yeah, look at the title, Black Family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say a few things. I'm not going to read it all, but let you know Aurora, Colorado, because at first when I seen Aurora, I'm like, in Illinois? Oh, yeah, that's about right. Yeah, our suburbs are something else because there's not a lot of crime. So if
Mm-hmm.
someone does a small thing or even suspected of doing something, the whole force comes out because they don't
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to do anything.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I know that firsthand because I'm glad I didn't experience it, but my friend, they went somewhere and they just decided to go to this mall that was a little further out in Aurora. and someone was accused of stealing some lipstick from Ulta Beauty Place. Now, this was back in the 90s. You hear me? Like
Mm-hmm.
1997, I think it was.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
And they
preparing myself.
pulled my friend, her boyfriend, and friend over.
Hmm.
And their question was after everything was settled, all this for some lipstick.
Right.
It
But
was about six, I think she told me it was six cars. Yeah. But like I said,
wow.
that's how it is in a suburb.
Because you know,
They
I
had
guess with the
nothing to do.
suburbs, because they're not exposed, they get scared really easily, right? The littlest bit of crime, like, oh my god, I'm not prepared. What if they come for me? What if they kill me? So we need backup immediately. Look at that. That daughter, I see. Look at the look in her eye. She looks dangerous, right? Like,
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Um, what I now I don't know if this is a typo, but this is what made me stop because I said I don't even have to read all of this. The police detained and handcuffed a black mother and several children after mistaking their SUV for a stolen motorcycle from another state.
what?
So I don't know if that's a typo or not, but that's what it said. A stolen motorcycle.
Oh, what? I don't think that's a typo. I think that is wow.
Motorcycle
Uh, I don't even what?
from another state. But the key word was motorcycle.
Hmm. You know what this sounds like to me, Shar? This sounds like the BS that they pull when they pulled someone over for nothing, for being black in public, right? You're black in this neighborhood, you don't belong here, you're probably up to no good. Um, and so, you know, they harassed them, they did a whole bunch of stuff, whatever. They remembered vaguely that there was this report of a stolen vehicle, right? And so once they determine that they're totally in the wrong for pulling over and horribly harassing this family, then they said, "Oh well, you matched the description from the bolo." And unfortunately, the only bolo they had was the motorcycle one. They were hoping there it was a car one, right? But they couldn't quite clearly remember it in the moment, and now it's too late. That's what happened. Like,
Hey, I don't I wouldn't even say that didn't happen. I can believe you on that one. That was totally ridiculous. Motorcycle,
wow.
please. Yeah.
Wow. Foolishness. That's it. Foolishness. Just straight foolishness. Come
Yeah.
on.
And
Just admit
ridiculous.
it.
Just
Admit it. You still don't think that black people belong in expensive vehicles or, you know, to live in expensive neighborhoods or so on and so forth. You're still functioning on that premise, and that's what happened. These were cops that, you know, unfortunately, they're very heavily biased still in a lot of these little places. And, you know, the only reason why they don't really get heavily reprimanded is because they pull out BS like this and someone believes them, right? And it's
yeah,
like, this is not believable. Stop
not at
believing
all.
this. No, come on.
Yeah, but don't believe you. You need more people.
Boy. Well, I got a interesting story here. So let's do this. We'll share the screen. There's no video or anything, but you know, just so people can see the title. Application window. Nope. Oh, Chrome tabs. That's what you do. I remember now. Okay. Americans. Yep. This one. All right. Americans are dying after drinking hand sanitizer, CDC says. That's right. Somehow or another, in 2020, adults have not learned not to drink hand sanitizer yet. Um, let's take a look here. Basically, what's happening, and I don't think that there's any pictures, but look here: 6 seizures, 4 deaths. And this is just what they've tracked so far. So basically what's happening is they're drinking the hand sanitizer. It might not be so bad if it's a regular formulation, but in this case, these formulations have methanol, right? And some hand sanitizers, even though they're trying to make them illegal and trying to say, hey, listen, well, kids could swallow this stuff or whatever, plus it can actually get through your pores, like through your skin, and poison you that way. But some hand sanitizers are making it in, especially in large amounts, because of COVID-19. And then for whatever reason, I still can't fathom, grown adult people are drinking hand sanitizer. We're not talking about children. These hospitalizations that are happening are not children, right? It's a bunch of adults.
Wow.
You look at 15 people ages 21 to 65 were admitted to a hospital after ingesting alcohol-based hand sanitizers. 6 developed seizures while in the hospital, and 3 were discharged with new visual impairments. For the record, those visual impairments are permanent. So for whatever reason you drank this, now you are either completely blind or visually impaired for the rest of your life. Right. So you look at this one, right? The 44-year-old man said that he drank hand sanitizer. I don't know why they didn't ask him why, because that's all I want to know. But anyway, the man was hospitalized for 6 days for acute methanol poisoning, and when he was discharged, he went home with almost complete vision loss. Okay, don't drink hand sanitizer. Just in general, right? I'm not going to say, hey guys, make sure you read your bottles, and if it has no methanol in it, dive in. I'm not going to do that because you shouldn't be drinking hand sanitizer anyway, right?
Right.
Like the CDC is basically saying, I know they say it a little bit lower here, but basically what they're saying is just use hand sanitizers the way that they're made to be used. That's what they're for. And I think
hand is the key word.
Right. Now, if you remember, and this is a big issue, a lot of this started happening right after, when Trump said that thing that now, in the article, they're nice about it. So in April, just a day after President Trump suggested during a White House briefing that injecting disinfectant might be a possible coronavirus treatment, the CDC posted on Twitter, household cleaners and disinfectants can cause health problems when not used properly, right? Because they knew the effect that this was going to have, because Trump even said something about injecting it directly into your body, right? And so Trump says that he's your president. So you go, well, if Trump says it's going to help, and there you have it. So Trump was wrong, y'all.
Very.
Right? Even if it's the non-methanol version, it's going to kill you. Somehow, like, it's not good for you anyway, right? We're talking about the methanol ones, which is the worst case scenario here, but it's not good for you. And most importantly, it does absolutely nothing to protect you from or to treat coronavirus.
That's crazy.
Right?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Especially adults. So I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. That's my reaction. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I speechless. Thank you.
Right? Like, you think, hey, maybe this is like one of those joke articles. Next thing it goes, surprise, it's April Fool's in August. But no, this was a legit newspaper. It's being covered like all over the place. This is a real problem now. This has been happening since April. It's getting worse. So now they've decided, I think at first they didn't want to cover it because they were scared if they brought attention to it, then other people would start doing it. So now I think they're at the point where they're like, I don't care. we need to tell people to stop doing this. It's too pervasive. They're not understanding how dangerous this is. This is not, oh, it's a DIY. I don't have to wait for a real way of treating myself. Or no, it's not. It does not help at all. And it could kill you, cause seizures, permanent vision loss or impairment, amongst many other things, many other symptoms. They just highlighted like the major ones, but there's many other symptoms. Fry your kidneys, fry your liver. Just don't. Just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Hmm.
Any more people, because they have already started. Please, no more. Please, no.
Right. No more, at least. Yep.
Okay. My next article is a two-parter, and that's
Mm,
only because it's going to be quick for the intro to get to the main source here, I guess.
okay.
All right. Let's see, where are we? We're going to share screen. No audio is needed. Boom.
Mm,
All right. So I just wanted to let you know that we know there are Karens out there. Just want to let you know we have Kevins too. So in case you haven't seen a Kevin lately, here you go.
mm.
Um, he just he just refused to wear a mask.
Oh
He
God.
didn't think, he didn't because he doesn't have a choice is his issue. Yeah. And he's a political guy. He probably makes six figures. It didn't make any difference. He's still crazy. American Airlines kicked political activist Brandon Straka, I guess, off a Dallas bound flight, saying he refused to comply with instructions. So just let you
Oh
know there
gosh.
are Kevins out there. In case you didn't know, I
I
wanted you to see
didn't.
one. Yeah,
Thank you. I
yeah,
didn't know
I
there were
know.
Kevin's.
Yeah, there's a couple of Kevins out there. So I just wanted you guys to see that before we go right on into Karen. We know there's a lot of
Ooh.
her.
Oh gosh.
We know she's everywhere, right?
Uh-huh.
Every city, town.
Well, she's starting to hurt my head. She hurts my spirit. When I hear Karen, I'm just like, oh God, Lord
You're like,
Jesus.
oh no.
Not another one. Do they produce them in a factory or something? Like, why are there so many?
It might be a factory. Karen factory. It might be.
Right?
All right. There's Miss Karen. And let me see if I can share the screen a little bigger. Let's see. I think I have to remove us. Yeah, I hope you can see Karen there. There she is. There she is.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Let me play it. Let's see. Do I do it right here? I think I do. So I want you to look at her body language and all of that. Now she's a very thin lady. And let me find my article part to read while you're looking at Karen in action there. All right. Another American Airlines flight. They end up bursting in applause because she refused to wear a mask, and they went on and kicked her off the plane. Of course, we always call them Karens. After she claimed she had a medical condition preventing her from wearing a mask on July 19th on a flight from Ohio to North Carolina, everybody told her, well, just leave. And then that's when they end up clapping. And she had to say something. She had to have a final word. She said, you can clap all you want. And she left off the plane. Now, my question is, why did they let her on? Why did they let her on the plane and she did not have a mask? Hey, it's gone. Oh, well. I don't know why
Oh,
that is. I guess it
I
played to
sorry.
the end. That's what it was. It's okay. It
My
played to the end. So, so my question, why did they let her on in the first place?
right, exactly. Like, I
She
think
did
she
not
might
have a
have lied
mask when
her way
she got
on.
on.
I think she lied.
The,
So,
well,
you
still,
know, I
the
think
rule
I
is the rule.
do you
They just
think
so
so?
used to letting Karen get away. I do. I
Mm-hmm.
think they so used to letting Karen get away that when enough of those people like, oh, Karen don't have a mask on. Yeah, she don't have a mask. Get her. Oh shoot, we
Mm-hmm.
can't. Okay. Karen, I'm sorry, but there's too many people. You've been outnumbered, Karen. You're gonna have to go. I don't want to go. Well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go. Sorry, lady. And that's what ended up happening. Now,
You
all them
know,
darn bags that she had, she
mm,
got a medical condition. See how small she was, but she had lots of bags. Didn't even have. They weren't even on wheels.
mm-hmm. Hmm.
But she had bags and bags and bags.
You know what though, Shar? I do wonder, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, okay, so there's a bunch of different checkpoints. I think what she did was she complied with the rules until right before she got on the plane. Like, like once you pass that last checkpoint and now you have the flight
Ah.
attendant there and then they let you on the plane. I think she kept the mask on or some scarf or something over her face and then took it off because she figured, well, what can they do once I'm already on the plane, right? I'm already here now. Everyone else has a mask, so it's not like they'll be, blah, blah, blah. So I think she figured if she just got past all those checkpoints, then she could do whatever she wanted, and who's going to stop her? Right? It's like when people bring a carry-on that they know is
Hmm.
too big, but they figure, well, once I get it onto the plane, what can they do about it? I'm already here. They're not going to kick me off, take all my luggage off the flight because my carry-on's too big, right? So people play games like that, right? And they'll hide that carry-on, pretend it's not there, pretend it's not theirs, do all kinds of stuff to try to get away with something. So I think she played it. And if she had a medical condition, that means she was on a wheelchair. That means she could have easily just had a scarf or whatever, and every time someone looked at her, she pulled it up high. And yeah, no, my mask is this. Oh, okay, yes, yeah, sick lady, okay. And no one looked
Well,
too hard. That's what I think happened.
well, you know what? It's my fault. I did not, mention the rest of the stuff that she wanted to get on the plane first. So she argued and said, "Hey, I got a medical condition, whatever. I want to get on. I want to board first."
Mm-hmm.
So did she have the mask on then?
Mm.
Because
See,
they
that's the
let
question.
her get on there first.
Mm. Hmm. This is weird because, like, I mean, they're serious about this mask thing. Like, I mean, again, I just found out just recently going back
Yeah.
into the world, like, they're serious. They will not let you take a step in a direction without having a mask on. So that's why I'm like, I don't see how she could have gotten through a whole airport with all of those different checks and all those different places without having the mask. At some point, they would have detained her, they would have stopped her, they would have put her in a hole, something. There's just too many checkpoints. There's too many places from the time you walk in where there's no
Yeah.
way. Now, she might have spent most of her time without her face covered. That's why I was like, was there a scarf or something? She did something to mask the fact that she's not masking up. She had to have, because there's no way they let this woman walk from outside and go through all of that for hours, sitting inside the waiting, did
It doesn't
all
make
of that.
sense. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm with you. It doesn't make sense, but yeah,
Karen's never makes sense.
doesn't
Let's be
make
real.
sense. But I'm just thinking, if she complained enough, that's what happened.
Well, she still lost at the end of the day, so sorry, Karen. Sorry.
And let me know if I'm bored or anything. Seems like hearing some internet issues or something going on, but just to let you know.
Uh-oh.
I
All
warn you
right.
before I be gone. And you're like, what happened? Oh, she did say something.
She did
All
warn
right.
me. All right.
My next one is yes, I did warn you. So if I just disappear and can't hear
Oh,
me
you're
or
just
sound like I'm
behind.
underwater, you know why.
Mm.
Okay, which one? I don't know. Uh-oh, starting already?
Mm-hmm. It's just you're just a little bit behind. Like I'll say
I'm
something and then you'll
behind.
hear me a
Okay.
minute later. Okay, 20 seconds later. Still.
Wow. That's quite a while. Okay. That's not too bad then. But yeah, because what I'm going to pull up and read is just spinning. Uh-oh. And now what I'm sharing is, oh, it's coming in. Yeah, what I'm about to read is just slowly coming in. And it's been going on all day. So I don't know what has happened.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
what? I don't
It's
know.
too much people on the internet.
But I am reacting to this title, Zimbabwe signs. That might be it. Zimbabwe signs $3.5 billion deal to compensate white farmers.
Hmm.
Not just any farmers, but white farmers. And this is a land settlement deal.
Oh.
Now, I'm just wondering, because I've read that Zimbabwe has problems with their economy, but they're still gone as far as signing the deal, making a plan to pay these people for taking their land. And I'm just trying to figure out, why is everyone else able to get compensated, rewarded, reparations, whatever word you want to use? Why is it everyone else? These are all the titles I see. I'm not hearing anything about us. I mean, everyone else. And Zimbabwe has some economy issues, but yet they're going to
Mm-hmm.
work it out so they can pay them. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And even though this has been a conflict for over 20 years, what kind of conflict that we've had? Three times as long,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
yet nothing,
Mm-hmm.
not even a little bit. I'm not getting that.
Boy.
I don't know, this darn ad. I can stop sharing it.
We can't see it
It made me
anyway, in all
sad though.
fairness.
This was announced last week.
Yeah, that is
Oh
sad
well.
though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. But that was the title, that Zimbabwe signs $3.5 billion deal to compensate white farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just still trying to figure out why nothing is going on for us. As
You
soon
know
as we
what it
start having a
is?
conversation, oh, well, you don't need that. Oh, it's a handout. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a
No,
whole lot of things.
that's what they do. They turn around
Whole lot of
and
things.
white everything is more valuable than anything a black person does, right? The white man's ice is colder, the white man's dollar is greener, so on and so forth. There's that mentality. And so they feel like, well, if they get the white farmers in there on
Hmm.
so many different levels, it brings up their value and their worth. And so they will do anything. Oh, we have to pay you to do it? No problem, right? Will they support their own farmers? That are there right now and build up that industry that way and take pride in their own, or even importing more people who are from the diaspora? No, because you know what? The white man's ice is colder, right? And the white man's dollar is greener. It is what it is. This delay thing is crazy. But I know she's listening to me still.
It makes me sad.
See? It's weird, right?
Okay. I do not see what is going on with my feed. I do not see us on YouTube. Oh, my thing is so far behind. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you hear me? That's the main thing, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like I speak and then I'm just going to
All
wait
right. Well,
35
I'm done
seconds till
with
you can
that. I
hear
only
me.
had, oh, okay. I'll accept that. We can work around it.
Hmm.
Got a plan? Let's do it. Yeah, we only have well, I only have one more thing, and I'm hoping I'm able to play it because it's actually video and audio. So,
All
but
right. Well,
it's your
let's do
turn. You're up next.
perfect. Okay. So, this is basically what I wanted to do and talk about now. So, y'all, you need to realize, and I think a
Maybe
lot
I'll
of
go out and
people,
come back.
okay, yeah, maybe try that. Hopefully, this stays up. I'll check and make sure it stays up. Um, but see, now with the CDC, right, is warning right now that
Okay.
there's an outbreak of acute flaccid myelitis that is coming up in August, right? We normally get one every August. The problem is, of course, right, is everyone is so focused on COVID-19 and how bad COVID-19 is going to be and, fearing the repercussions of COVID-19 that they're forgetting that we have other seasonal things that are going to come up and possibly impact us in a negative way. So now this acute flaccid myelitis, it can cause permanent paralysis and respiratory failure. So, up here on the screen, as I tell you guys a little bit about what the CDC is talking about, you can look out for the signs and symptoms, and you can see those signs and symptoms there to read them out, right? The most common sign is limb weakness and paralysis, but you can also get recent or current respiratory illness. Now, this is serious, right? I mean, we're talking about colds and flus and COVID-19. These are all respiratory illnesses. So when you catch something like that, it actually puts you at risk now to get the acute flaccid myelitis. So fever, headache, back or neck pain or numbness in the limbs, gait difficulty. It's like walking, when your kids like walk and then their feet start doing weird stuff like that. Difficulty talking or swallowing, neck or facial weakness. And so now the thing is, this normally does impact children, right? And this is why they're warning parents. It doesn't mean it can't impact adults. It just means it doesn't normally impact adults. But this is a very acute, serious neurological condition. Acute means it comes on suddenly, right? It's not something you're just going to like live with forever. Now, the disease normally peaks every 2 years between August and November. So this is why, we're coming up on the 2-year mark. That's this year. And now it can cause, when we're talking about this paralysis, right, this is not just temporary. This is something that like polio or whatever, where once you get it, it can cause permanent paralysis, permanent effects. The acute flaccid myelitis is like that as well. So they're trying to say, like, listen, we got to basically pay attention because unlike COVID-19, and this is the problem. So COVID-19, you get a fever, you get these symptoms, right? Basically, you go to the testing center, you get yourself tested real quick, and then you go lie down. And just, 14 days later, unless, you start suffocating, you'll be fine. Okay, fine. This is something that you have to treat immediately. The longer you wait to get hospital treatment, the more likely you are to suffer permanent damage. And they say about 35% of patients were not hospitalized until 2 or more days after limb weakness. That means basically what parents were doing is they were waiting it out, thinking, well, it's probably a flu or a cold or whatever, so let me wait. And then eventually we'll get to that place where, they'll get better. Except now the limbs get, weak, and then you rush them to the hospital. By then, you're already treating this too late. So unlike other colds and flu type things, unlike COVID-19, this is something where if you see any of these symptoms, right, it actually would be better for you to bring your kids into the hospital and get them checked for this AFM. Instead of waiting like we normally would with, say, COVID-19, just get them tested and whatever. You have to act really quickly. The last time it affected 42 different states, 238 cases. 98% of those were hospitalized and 54% were admitted to an intensive care unit, right? 25% required a ventilator. right? So this is something really serious. If you get it, it's not like with COVID-19 where, maybe you have a greater chance of mostly being okay. This is one of those things where 98% of people, of the children who catch this, need to be hospitalized. And when they're hospitalized, it's a pretty serious thing. So you just basically, people who have children right now, some of you are going to be sending your kids back to school or daycares, or, now the restrictions are letting up. So, we're going to be seeing more people and whatever. And this is something that we're due to get. So please keep an eye out for these symptoms. And if you see them, get your kid to a hospital so they can do the neurological testing and start administering treatment if possible, if needed, right away. Now, Shar, are you back?
I am here, and thank you so
Yes.
much for that information. I really appreciate it. I would pass it on myself. I have friends that have kids and grandkids, and I'll give them this information. Wow.
Right? I didn't even know about this, but it's been every 2 years since 2014. I had no idea.
Oh, gee.
Hmm.
Okay. Wow.
I know, right?
It seems like it's always something. I don't know what this is all about.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like people being sick at all, period. So children, yes, it breaks your heart, but anyone, it just breaks your heart for
Hmm.
not having all your faculties. It just, oh boy.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. But thanks so much for that information. I really appreciate it.
You are
A lot of
welcome.
times it's educational. Some
Hmm.
things are just shocking, and then we have a couple of funny things. And
Right.
I'm hoping the next thing I show is a little bit of both. A young man that has a baby mama, if you want to use that term. Um, and yes, he has child support, but he understands he has to take care of the child. Yes, it's a struggle because as a young father, he has some things he has to, he doesn't have so much skill and all of that, but he's working it out.
Hmm.
He's doing the best he can. So let me pull that up. Let's see, where is it? Oh Lord, where am I? Oh, I forgot I removed the tab and put it in a different place. Okay, here we go.
Fair enough.
All right.
It's got to
Let's
happen
see.
sometimes, right?
Okay. Now I'm gonna let you guys know this has audio and it will be silent for about 22 seconds because it has music in it and it's
Okay.
copywritten music.
Mm.
So can't play that, so it's muted out. But you will see the visuals, you'll see the dancing and everything, and then we'll talk about it as soon as it's over.
Okay.
All
Sounds like a
right.
plan. Let's do this.
All right, there we go. Young saved father Facebook video promotion.
My baby mama kept calling me, and I figured she wanted child support, only to find out that she really wanted to tell me.
Hello?
What's up, baby girl? I see you keep calling me.
Yes, I keep calling you.
I took the boy to the barber shop. I figured you wanted something, so I wanted to give you my undivided attention.
Yes, I want something. I was actually calling because I wanted to tell you it looks like everybody and their mama is going live.
What you mean, like on social media?
And you should be too. You ought to jump in.
Jump in? What you think I should do?
Come on, do a sermon, a testimony service, a sermonette even. Like whatever. People need to hear from you, and I think they really benefit from it.
Look at you, being all nice and stuff. I forgot you could be nice.
Yes, I can be nice too.
But I bet you want that child support, don't you?
Yes, I want my child support money. So why don't you go on and preach on Sunday and send that child support money on Monday? Thank you.
Bye, girl. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Because I know you got it, boy. You got it.
Wow, maybe I should go live. I mean, this thing stayed on my mind all week. So come Good Friday morning, I'm in the Word of God doing my thing. Hours and hours went past, and then I decided to go upstairs only to find my children outside playing basketball. I mean, it's good to see them being independent or whatnot, considering that they on spring break after they whole last month been a break. But who's count? Me? Private school ain't cheap, flat out. They had their little music going outside, and I heard them playing that swag search. I started turning up with them only to listen to some of these lyrics. I don't know why, but I heard the lyrics a little different this time. On Patron, now you own Purple by the Zone, and you smoking strong, bro. I end up asking my 5-year-old, "What's Patron?" Him, it's like a some type of girl, bro. I guess it could be some type of girl. I guess, man. It just don't feel right you talking about Patron and Purple by the Zone. Finally, my 11-year-old says, "Well, maybe you should make a song about it if you don't like it, Dad." I should have popped him right there, but I feel.
Let me hear you say, listen, if you ever been down to your last, in the nick of time, Jesus stepped right in. Let me hear you say, let me hear you say, anybody out there tired of the stressing, cause you are in need of a blessing, then say, let me hear you say, now let me see both hands in the air and praise him like you just don't care. Let me hear you say, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let me hear you say, let's go. Hallelujah. Say I'm young, I'm saying at the same time, get it from my daddy. I cheer on the grind and my prayer is working. My prayer is working. My prayer is working. We all ain't perfect, and we used to be alone. Haters say we wrong. Now they catching on. We want being strong, and my prayer is working. My prayer is working. My prayer is working. But ain't nobody perfect.
After seeing the response from my children, I realized that I have a unique voice with this generation. So I've decided, with the suggestion of the mother of my child, that maybe I should go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. and create a Young Fly and Save experience catered to everybody 150 or younger. We're going to turn up for the king, flat out.
All right.
That was adorable.
It was adorable, and even whatever's a situation. I've never seen. When we hear about child support, it's normally about men complaining. These women, they do this, just
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of complaining about it. But this guy, he was out there, he was turning up and all that. He ended up having a child, um, and he ended up having to pay. I mean, what the child eats every day,
Mm-hmm.
7 days a week, every
Mm-hmm.
month, every year. It is what it is, regardless of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to, and he loves his children. He loves them.
Yeah.
That's the
Uh,
other thing. He loves his children, and he's in their life,
right.
and he's doing what he has to do. He has to pay because that was one thing I didn't know, that if a woman get assistance from the state, that's when the court really get involved. I mean, you can work something out with the mom if you can, but because the state is involved, that's when they definitely have it where you're on support, because you have to pay the state back. They're
Right.
not just giving the money and whatever else to the mom and that's it. Here you go, take this. They're coming
Mm-hmm.
after the dad. So he's in the system. It is
Right.
what it is, but he has made a way um as he was making away, because his life now, he's married, has other children too, but it still didn't negate him from child support from that first child that he
Right.
had that wasn't his wife. And because it was so happy, I really enjoyed it. I said, you know what, I'm going to share this because you normally never see anyone use the word child support and there's no frowning and cursing and
Yep.
tantrums.
Yep. Uh, well, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, right? It's only the people who are unhappy or whatever that we hear from. Everyone else just goes on about their life, right? It's just normal and it is what it is. Ain't no problems. It's fine. That's why you don't hear from them because they're fine. They're happy. It's good. They understand. I had a kid. And whether I, like the woman or not right now, whether I was ever in love with her or married to her, my kid. I would like my kid to eat. I would like my kid to have appropriate clothes. I would like my kid to have the ability to do this, that, and the next thing. And, you also have to look at it from the stance that if you're on the child's birth certificate and the woman goes on to any type of support because she needs that support, not just financially to like eat or, pay for rent and stuff, but also for medical and dental and a bunch of other types of things that you get when you go onto financial support systems. What do? They look for the father and they put the
Yep,
father on support. So it's not always a case where the woman wanted it necessarily. And this
true.
is now the money. Would you have invested that money in your kid anyway? Um, uh, do you think that your kid deserves normally about $200 to $800 a month from you to help? You created this child.
Yeah, because
It's your
it's
blood.
never a lot.
Right. It's
Yeah. And
very
for the
rarely a
kids to
lot.
go to school, they have to have shots and different things. So that medical, there it
Mm-hmm.
is. You can't even get out of it. You
Exactly.
can't get out of it. Oh, well, the child needs to come back for this shot. They need to
Mm-hmm.
do this. Oh, we need this checkup. Oh, before they start school, we need this signed. So they have no choice if they need the medical. And just think how many people need medical. People working and can't even afford it. So
Right.
if you're gonna need it for your children, those um, ear what is it? Not ear aches, but they
Infections?
have problems with their ears. There you go, ear infections, and other things that happen through the night. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
These babies need the help. So um, I like how he had a great attitude about it. Put the
Right.
baby mama in the video, and
Mm-hmm.
even threw in there to say, "Hey, I forgot you can be nice."
Right.
And I like that she trying to figure out, hey, you need some money here. Try this here, this social media.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, I want to help you out, right? If my baby daddy doesn't get paid, he can't pay me. I understand you can't squeeze blood from a stone, so there you go, right there, free money, right there. You could do it. I believe in you, right?
Okay, he's doing the darn thing. So I saw that, and I did some research on him, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to share this. This is great. I said, I'm just have to, because again,
Hmm.
like I said, you don't see the word child support in a smile, a song, or anything else, not in the same sentence.
Right. Ever, ever. That- It's so true.
Yeah,
I,
nice.
I thought it was cute. I got it from my daddy. And I'll make that small point though.
Uh-huh.
Ladies, if the father of your children, they're either through the state or independently, if they're giving you lump sum money to take care of their kid, which means everything your kid gets is from both of you really, because you're managing the money, but part of that money is coming from daddy. Please tell the kid that some of the stuff that you're picking up came from daddy. You know what I mean? Because it did. If you know that $600 or whatever he gave you, the kid wouldn't have that T-shirt or that hair stuff or that trip or pizza day money or whatever it is without it. Please say it. Yeah, well, your daddy paid for it. Let's
Yeah,
encourage this idea that the father's physically inside of the kid's really inside of the kid's life, but also financially, and let's reinforce that as, yeah, no, you got it from your dad. Because kids feel special. It's especially if it's true, right? I mean, but kids feel
That's
special about
true.
stuff like that. So let's stop thinking so much about the adults, and let's start thinking about the kids and the impact on the kid and how the kid is going to feel to get that kind of attention and love and be able to tell their friends at school that their daddy got it for them. I'm just
Right.
saying.
And that's what children do. They're like, look what I got. My daddy got it. My mommy or whoever, grandma. They're happy and proud. And did you
Mm-hmm.
see how his boys were with him? Those
Right.
boys look up to that man. They're so
Mm-hmm.
happy and proud with him. They
Right.
enjoy that fellowship.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love seeing that. I think it's something, especially when it's like little girls are the princesses, and little boys, it's a different relationship with boys and their father, because daddies are heroes in a different way to little boys. And it's so adorable to see, especially as they're growing up. Because now you're like 8, 9, so you can't be like a little kid and worship daddy, but you still feel it inside, right? You're trying to be cool like dad now. You're trying to imitate him. But inside, you still feel he is your hero. And it's just so adorable to see. So that was really heartwarming. I loved it.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Wish I could say that we're ending on a high note. Should end on that note. That was a really, listen, y'all just hold that in your hearts. But
Yes. Please do.
right? Today we're going to talk about how being a sovereign citizen makes everybody insane. This is my opinion. Now, in all fairness, we just talked about the fact that we only hear about the bad stuff. We never hear about the normal people who just go about their business. But every time I hear about someone claiming that they are a sovereign citizen in America, it's always because they are doing something insane. Okay. So last
Yes.
week,
I hear that
right?
too.
Like, that's never something just normal. Like, they're always doing something crazy. If they're committing a crime, they have to find the most insane way of committing the crime. Like, why can't you just be normal? So last week we talked a little bit about the fact that, I think we've talked about it multiple times where, there's this issue where, people need to pay their rent. Okay, fine, fair enough. We understand you would like your rent, Mr. Landlord, but they would like money to eat and no one's getting what they want right now. So, there's not a lot of understanding going on. There's a lot of pressure and threats being thrown around and, tenants aren't acting well. They're not reacting well because it's not their fault. If you are the type of person, you've worked your whole life, you've kept on top of the ball, you've never been late with a payment, so on and so forth. And now the government makes you not work, makes you basically impoverished level. And then you're going to get punished for it and be threatened to be something, you fought your whole life not to be, which is starving and homeless. I can understand why you might not be happy with that idea. Well, in this case, one gentleman took that real far. And so you see the title here, Sovereign Citizen Charged with Decapitating Landlord with Samurai Sword in Rent Dispute. Yes, that's a samurai sword. I did say samurai sword. So let's tell you a little bit about the story. So a man is charged with decapitating his landlord and is refusing to talk to police because he is a sovereign citizen. Jerry David Thompson, 42, faces murder charges after the headless body of Victor King was discovered at his home on Asylum Avenue in Connecticut. Like, you couldn't have planned that better. Why would you go and buy a building on Asylum Avenue? What were you expecting was going to happen? I know it's terrible. I'm not trying to blame the man for his own demise, but Asylum Avenue? Oh, that's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
In Connecticut. Why are you naming places Asylum Avenue for it? What's wrong with you?
Wow.
Right at the beginning. So according to an arrest warrant obtained by the Hartford Courant, 64-year-old King had leased a room to Thompson, and the two had a dispute over unpaid rent. On Saturday, King reported to Hartford police that Thompson had been waving the sword at him. This is why we know it was him. So he already came over and decided to swing the sword around, threatening, I ain't going nowhere, you can't make me, blah, blah, right? And so the following day, concerned friends of King, a retired insurance salesman turned professional bridge player, I have no idea why they thought that was super relevant, but they did, contacted police to say that they couldn't reach him. When police and firefighters forced their way into King's home, they found it covered in blood and the owner's headless and badly slashed body wrapped in bedding. They immediately tracked down the tenant, who they found pulled over by the side of a road. But when they brought him back to police HQ for questioning, he refused to say anything. Eventually, he handed investigators a note which read, "Paper and glove compartment in Jeep is all you need." Inside, the police found documentation indicating Thompson considers himself a sovereign citizen, a group of people who do not recognize the federal law, U.S. currency, or taxation. They are considered domestic terrorists by the FBI. Records show Thompson has previous convictions for assault and robbery. At an arraignment on Tuesday, he was held in lieu of $2 million bail and is due to appear in court again on August 18th. Now, first of all, I just have an issue. So if you're a sovereign citizen, and you don't recognize the law and you don't recognize currency and so on and so forth, then what are you robbing? And why are you robbing people? Like, I'm confused. So you want money, but you don't recognize the money that you get. So you put yourself and a bunch of people in harm's way to steal money or objects that are worth money from people, but you're sovereign. So you don't recognize it. So I that part really confused me. I was so like, how does that work exactly? I'm not sure. But okay, so you're a sovereign citizen. So then how, like, even if you don't think that the US owns you, right? This would be the equivalent of you going to China, right? You are not a Chinese citizen, but that doesn't mean you don't have to pay bills there or whatever. If you want to stay in a hotel, you got to pay them people to live there, right? Like, that part is basic. That has nothing to do with whether or not the US can make you get vaccines or whatever. That has to do with just basic. This is the bartering system here. The bartering system is there's yen or whatever. And when you want to buy something, if you want food, it's going to cost you money. That's what their bartering system is there, right? The same thing applies here in America. If you want to live somewhere, they tell you that is there's a charge to that. If you want that, then you have to pay that charge. How you get that money, that's another story. You have to work for it. If you don't think you should have to work for money, well, then you should live in a gutter. Because ultimately, whether you think the country owns you or not, these are the rules of the country that you currently are visiting then. Right? Fine, you're a visitor. Fine. Still, the rules apply to you too. So I find this crazy. Just crazy. And then your reaction to that, when the guy says, listen, you need to pay me, is to get a samurai sword, flash it around, so that way for sure now he's going to go tell everybody that you have a samurai sword and that you're threatening him with it. And then say, you know what, on second thought, I'm going to go kill him with the samurai sword, chop off his head like it's a kung fu movie. What? And then... Right? And then he was just found in his truck, pulled over on the side of the road. Like, it seemed like he was going to flee, and then he decided not to flee. I guess, I don't know. Maybe as a sovereign citizen, he just figured I could be like, I'm a sovereign citizen, so I could kill who I want. No, stupid. If you are then not from America, so you're not even an American, and you come in here and you kill someone, you're basically like an enemy terrorist who came in to kill people. Like, that's not better. That doesn't absolve you of responsibility. Like, I don't know, but that was all you need apparently, right? Well, I'm a sovereign citizen. Oh, he's sovereign, guys. Let him go. Let him go. Like, right? What did you think was gonna happen?
I'm gonna become one if I get a pension, but I don't think it'll work. Oh well.
Right. I don't, man. If y'all understand these sovereign citizen people, please email me. Okay, I'm being really serious. Ruby@classicruby.com. You email me and explain to me why sovereign citizens make sense. I'll do a whole video on it. I swear I will. If you can explain to me why this isn't just a bunch of foolishness, I personally will do a video apologizing for calling it foolishness and explain it to everyone else. All right. Okay. That's all I got to say. Samurai sword, y'all. Samurai sword. Okay?
I pay nothing.
I'm a sovereign citizen. I don't gotta pay bills. Wait, no, there's no connection there. You don't have to pay bills. If you go find a piece of land, okay? There's nothing on the land, and you want to go live free and clear on that land, and then you go, I don't have to pay bills because I'm a sovereign citizen. You have an argument with me. That I can be like, well, he built his own shelter out of logs he found. He catches rabbits and bunnies and deer. Rabbits and bunnies are the same thing. And deer and whatever. And bugs, and he eats those. He washes in the stream. So he wants to call it fine, cool. No, you want to go and live in the city where everyone else is because that's where electricity is and heat is and food is and whatever. And then you want to eat the meals that are there available from the grocery stores and the restaurants and whatever. I don't care that you're a sovereign citizen. You still owe people money for those services because they are offering you a service that costs money. And when you engage in getting that service, you are agreeing to pay them that money. The end. Come on now. Okay, I'm done.
I really wish I can deny what you've said, but as soon as you said most folks that you find that call themselves sovereign, they actually, it's always a nutty story.
Always. They're always crazy. They're always crazy. Always coming with some crazy thing, and then they're always like saying, oh, I'm a sovereign citizen. Like that is like a get out of jail free card. Like even if you were, right? Which I don't know how you prove that. But even if you were, and you could absolutely 100% prove, I'm a sovereign citizen. What does that mean? Well, I don't agree to follow your laws. Okay, you don't have to agree to do anything. But if you go into anyone's country and then chop off someone's head, they're going to imprison you. They're not going to let you just keep wandering around because you're a sovereign citizen. Like, it's so stupid. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Rashid to go teach him because I don't think they're doing it right. I've never heard where they're doing it right. So you got some wisdom, you go help them out because all the stories that I've heard and read, it's always been crazy. So
hey,
help
Rashid,
the brothers out.
Right. Rashid, I'm saying, listen, you email me at ruby@classicruby.com. I'm being really serious here. And you know what? If you can explain it, or you can send me to some resources that explain it right, because I've never seen anyone explain it in any way that doesn't make them look like a bunch of nutcases. So
Right.
if you've got that access, please, I'm being so serious. Please share it with me. Ruby@classicruby.com, please.
Okay, we will definitely air it. We look forward to talking about it. One day.
Oh, see what he
Well,
said? I'm good. It's classified. You see? There is no explanation. There's none. That's all I'm saying.
See, I had hope. I had some hope.
Yeah, me too. I was right there in the hope wheel, and then nope, it's classified. See? They're all crazy. That's what I'm saying. Oh my.
Well, hey, we tried.
Right?
We tried.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I have yet to see any of you all, and I really hope that you come check us out for the Keep the Beat segment on Wednesdays. No, you might be a little busy, but please try to check us out. I'm sure you would enjoy the show. And if you come one
Yes.
time, you don't like it, then okay, you ain't got to listen again. But I think you guys would really like the show because you like music. Most folks do. And we pick different songs, talk about them, and give a little history lesson, normally about an experience that we had. So check it out. It's just something like the, you know how you, what was those guys, Cisco and Ebert? I always say their names wrong.
Yeah,
Where
Siskel and Ebert.
they,
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like that, but we make it a little bit more ghetto, so it's more like hated it, Two Men's on Film, but it's about
Yes.
music. So
And y'all, Shar is petty. Y'all don't know that Shar is petty, okay? You need to come on Wednesdays to figure out just how petty Shar really is, okay? Right now, we have a whole war going on, okay? There is a team in on one camp, which is Shar, and then the team that everyone else is on, okay? But see, you got to come check it out to hear it. And trust me, I'm sure you're going to hear it because it comes up a lot. So, you know what? Here, what I'm gonna do for
yeah,
you, I'll post you the link now, Rashid. Oh,
cool.
oops, that wasn't it. But I'm gonna post the link for you to GSRN, and this is specifically the chat room page. Now, this is the best page to come in on because then you can see everyone talking, and we twerk in the chat with the gifts and stuff like that along the way. Okay, and so our show is what time is that Central's?
For
Oh, until
Central, it is
8:30.
8:30.
Right, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays is when our segment starts. But right before that, actually, at 7 p.m. Central, 8
Central.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right, is On the Beat with Shar and DJ Music. So it's actually like 3 hours of information and fun. So, you could show up anytime from 8 o'clock until 11, and trust me, you will not be disappointed. But you want to hear the part with me and Shar and our foolishness? Definitely 9:30 p.m. Eastern is the place to be.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure you come one time, you'll enjoy it. It's something different. No one else is doing it, and it's only going to get better. So, if you like twerking in the chat room with the gifts, just think YouTube with gifts.
Yes.
Think
Yep.
about that. Besides the little smiley face and all, gifts.
Oh, the gift part is so good. You could gift to dance. You could gift to respond to what we're saying. It's definitely worth it. You know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna post to y'all right here, and I'm gonna put. So I have created an article on my website, and that article, what it does is it's gonna point you to not just GSRN, which is where the radio show is, but it's also gonna point you to Shar's Mixler. It's
Um,
mixler.com.
I'm doing Mixcloud. Yeah.
Mixcloud. See, I'm so bad at these things. See, that's why I have it written down. So Mixcloud, right? And on Shar's Mixcloud, you can actually review all of our previous episodes. And so I've got that all here on this page. So that way you can bookmark this, and then on Wednesdays you can go and click and be like, oh, okay, this is where the live show is. And then if you want to go and catch up on all of our previous shows, this gives you the link to get to Shar's Mixcloud, so that way you can catch up on all the previous shows. So there you go.
Yeah. So I'll look for anyone. Let me see. If I see one of you and I'm like, we got one, you will be welcome and greeted. And just like you are here. And like I said, I really believe you'll have a great time. That hour and a half goes past so quickly.
So quick.
You'll be like, it's gone?
Right? And we got people from
Yeah,
all
it's a
over the
great
world
hump day.
listening. Like literally all over the world listening. Like it's Turkey, Antigua, like just random countries you wouldn't even know. They're listening. And people who come in who don't know
Yeah,
anyone and
Switzerland.
whatever. Oh, yes, Switzerland too, yeah. And people who come in and don't know anyone at all, they end up like being like, oh my God, this is so fun. Everyone's so welcoming and inviting. Like it just, it's just such a good time. So trust me, you really will enjoy it. Swing by. Try it out. Check it out. Just once. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed.
And what I'll do, I'll play the note. I will play the commercial on the way out.
Yay.
And I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Be safe out there. And hope to see you Wednesday. And those that I do not, then I'll see you back here Friday if you come.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Sounds good?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, everyone, I like to say, as I always do, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi, this is Char Willie from the Just. Hi, this is Char Willie from the Just Ask Char Advice Channel. Join. Hi, this is Char Willie from the Just Ask Char Advice Channel. Join. Hi, this is Char Willie from the Just Ask Char Advice Channel. Join me and Classic Ruby for a radio segment called Keep the Beat. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from GSRN-radio.net. We discuss music, go down memory lane, and interact with the audience in the chat room. Just press the icon that is a speaker, press play radio, and 15 seconds after the commercial, the fun begins. You'll have access to emojis, gifts, and a lively conversation in the chat room. If you missed the live broadcast, you'll be able to listen to the replays on Mixcloud. Just follow me at JustAskChar Advice Channel on Mixcloud, and you will receive the email once the broadcast is uploaded. We look forward to seeing you soon. And until then, enjoy this show. Peace.